A number of years ago, I was really fortunate. I attended Camp Run Amok in Kentucky. It is a bartender-focused bourbon camp in the heart of whiskey country. You basically spend a week surrounding a bonfire with 150 other bartenders, drinking lots of bourbon, very intensive studying. And during the day, of course, you visit a number of distilleries. So on today's episode with Whiskey with Wes, we are going to make a classic Manhattan cocktail. Very simple cocktail, but a good one to add to your repertoire. And as a nod to my time in Kentucky, we're gonna use some bourbon. In this case, Bulleit bourbon. Typically, I like to support producer distillers with my whiskey, but during my time at Camp Run Amok, I was fortunate enough to have Hollis Bulleit of Bulleit bourbon on my shoulders playing pool chicken. So as a nod to Hollis, we're gonna make a Manhattan with some Bulleit bourbon. Let me show you how. So a classic Manhattan recipe is really easy to remember. It's a 212, which is of course the area code of Manhattan. 2 dashes of bitters, 1 ounce of sweet vermouth, and 2 ounces of whiskey. So we'll get to it. First things first, add your least expensive ingredient. If you happen to mess up, you can sort of dump it out and start over. So 2 hearty dashes of bitters in there. We're using the classic Angostura bitters, always goes into Manhattan. In this case, we're gonna use some Punta Mace, a really wonderful sweet vermouth. Don't be afraid of sweet vermouth. It's a fortified wine. And what that means is it's fortified with herbs, spices, and of course some extra alcohol to bump it up a little bit. All those herbs and spices, the red wine character is gonna match nicely with the whiskey in your Manhattan. An ounce of that. Whenever you have this at home, I recommend refrigerating it. Just like a bottle of wine, when you open it, it starts to change, and that refrigeration really slows that down. Next up is 2 ounces, in this case, of our Bulleit bourbon. A Manhattan with rye whiskey is wonderful. You can make it with scotch called a Rob Roy. Bourbon also works really nicely. So our most expensive ingredient goes last. Again, in case we mess up, we can stop and start at any point. And we are going to stir this Manhattan. So we're going to introduce a little bit of ice here. If you remember a few videos ago, we talked about stirring versus shaking. Of course, you want to shake a cocktail when it's got juice and egg white and milk, anything like that. If it's just alcohol, you're gonna stir it, keeps it really silky, smooth, and still chills and dilutes it. You don't need necessarily a fancy glass. You could just get a pint glass or a rocks glass, stir it around for a bit. Once you sort of see condensation forming on the outside, you're gonna know that this is fully stirred and nicely chilled. Now we can see the outside of the glass getting really cold, and we know it's fully chilled. So we'll get rid of this. And since it's stirred, you can see how silky, smooth, and rich and velvety it is. A classic Manhattan is garnished with a really nice cherry. I love these cherries from Italy. They are the original Maraschino cherry. If you're feeling fancy, add 2. You can drop it right in there, and you have a gorgeous Manhattan. Drink up to that. Oh my God, that is good. Yeah. Thanks for watching this week's episode. We have another one coming out next week, and the week after, and even the week after that. So subscribe to the channel so you can be updated automatically. In the meantime, keep drinking whiskey.